I hope everyone's doing well today. So, welcome to today's instance of the virtual recruiting at American Baptist College, where we are experiencing fresh life on the Holy Hill. So, today I have several students with me, and they happen to be some of our newer students. In the traditional sense, we refer to them as freshmen. I know some of them may not consider themselves freshmen, some of them may be kind of restarting their journeys here with us. So, this isn't their first time as a student, period. And then this isn't their first time as a student at American Baptist College. So we welcome all of you to join us in our virtual classroom space today as we have a little conversation with a few of our students about, what brought them to American Baptist College and what made them choose American Baptist College. So I am Professor Tamara French. I am the Director of Student Success. You will only hear me as a moderator because we want to make sure you hear the voices of our students on today. So I'm going to go over to Miss Wade first. Miss Wade, would you mind sharing with me what made you choose American Baptist College?
What made me choose American Baptist College is I've seen they have a music and arts program, which I am really into music, and I'm planning to be a worship leader at my church, the church I'm practically raised in for pretty much my whole life. So, what made me go to American Baptist College is Professor McCroskey is a relative of mine. She's my sister. She called me the other day that, do you want to go to ABC? I said, I don't know if I put it off for a little while. So I was like, you know what? Opportunities like this come once in a lifetime. So I was like, let's go. Let's do it.
That's awesome. And you actually started a little before the traditional fall academic year started with our summer bridge program. So would you care to share a little bit about that? And our other summer bridge student, just go ahead and get ready because I'm coming to you next.
Well, I honestly love the Summer Bridge program. It gets myself prepared for what is expecting at ABC, and with meeting the different professors of different programs, it was just my mind was just ready to go ahead and start. It was already the first week, and I was just like, let's go. I'm ready to do this. Let's go. And I was so humbled, and I was so just happy to just be a part of that program, because myself being a first time student at ABC, but a second time student in college in general, it was like I put it off for a while. I've been out of school for a couple years. So with the summer bridge, it really did prepare myself for ABC and the classes that I'll be having in the near future.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Miss Wade. So we talked a little bit about our summer bridge program. This was the second year that we had the summer bridge program. And one of our other summer bridge students, Mr. Wilson, I want you to share, Mr. Wilson. I want to know a little bit about your transition into college life and ABC as a whole. Was summer bridge helpful for you in that transition? Just share with me a little bit about your transition to American Baptist College. How has that been for you?
Um, it's been pretty good. I mean, in terms of starting school, I'm a non-traditional student. I'm closer to 50 than 40, so I hadn't been in school in a very long time. The summer bridge program really helped me to get reacclimated to the process of being in the classroom, being in school, and just kind of give me a prerequisite to what I was to be able to look for. And that way I wouldn't have to kind of stumble through it right in the process of trying to be in school. Um, Unfortunately for me, I'm probably not the most maybe technologically inclined person. So like the virtual classes, although they seem to be um, probably a positive thing in terms of being able to access your class probably from anywhere or at home. But for me, the interaction with people, being present, being able to be there, like dealing face to face and talking to them and communicating with them was definitely probably my preference. So I did struggle a little bit, just trying to keep up with Canvas. Like for me, I had just spoken about for the summer bridge program, my Canvas. I didn't even get onto Canvas for like, I think it was like 2 weeks into the actual like college courses. So that just gives you an idea of how behind I started, just based on the idea of this virtual reality and how we're dealing with classes and how you access your classes, your syllabus, all the things that kind of just give you the platform and foundation for what your path is supposed to be during this time. And so I got behind, and you know, I do have a job. I do have, things that kind of keep me busy outside of school. So it was a little bit difficult for me to kind of catch up and stay and on top of things, starting kind of slow. So I'm looking forward to this next semester when I can just start off with a new slate and like know my process, know what I have to do, know how I have to be accountable. Like I'm really looking forward to that, and showing, even if it's just for myself, to prove that I can stay on task and do what I'm supposed to do when I know I'm supposed to do it, and be very successful as I expect to be. But the summer bridge was great because they got to meet professors. They got a chance to talk to me about what was going on. They kind of walked you through getting getting into school, like what your when you get I said I've seen I'm lost for words right now, but when you start to get, what do you call it, uh when you have to get signed into school, comes
Registration, like when you get ready
yeah. So
for classes.
yeah, when I
Mhm.
get registered, not so they help you to walk you through that. So it wasn't really like any. I didn't feel like I was kind of struggling or didn't know what was going on because I was able to get guidance. People say, "Hey, well, you can give me a call." Like it's one of the things I really love about this process and the college. Like it really felt like people were just willing to help you, talk to you, make sure you understood what was going on. So it really wasn't difficult at all. I think the only difficult part was just kind of getting connected to Canvas. And I don't even know if that was a normal thing. It might have just been my particular situation. But I love Summer Bridges. I really love the fact that it gave me an opportunity to kind of get through the process without having to stumble through it and not know what was going on. So I really appreciated that.
Thank you, Mr. Wilson. And I will say, I know we've talked in the past about some of these difficulties that you had in getting connected. And email for you was one of those things that you were like, I've got to get in a routine of checking my email regularly. Well, see, that's one of the ways that we communicate with our students. So once you kind of are not connected in that way, it can lead to other challenges. So that's why we've got to get to the root of the problem and work through the whole issue, right? So now you're connected, you're here, you show up for class every week. So we're good. And next semester, you'll start off even better, right?
Definitely. I'm looking forward to that.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, I'm going to shift over. I know we have one other summer bridge student on the call, but I'm not going to transition him in just yet. I am going to go over to Miss Hall, and I want to know from Miss Hall, what are some of your favorite classes? Like, what have your class experience has been like so far at American Baptist College?
Hello, everyone. My experience, well, the class that I love is Intro to Theology. Professor T. Harrison, shout out to him. It's been pretty amazing. Just talking about some of the subjects that we don't get a chance to talk to in church. If you're in the ministry, I was licensed last year, and we don't get a chance to talk about the different subjects that might not be accepted into the church. So it's pretty interesting to be able to talk about those subjects and just get a professor's insight on some of the questions that we may have. So I would say Intro to Theology is, I love that class.
Thank you. That is awesome. I think that is great that you do have that space, right? To have those conversations. I know one of the other courses we have is sexuality in the Black church. And so it's another one of those classes in that Bible and theology cohort that's a required course where you get to have some of those conversations that you may not have been able to have in church growing up or have in church with your grandmother. So it is an adaptable curriculum, and it's very different from what some may have experienced when they came here in the past. So I'm going to go over now to Mr. Davis and Mr. Sorrell, who are two of our students who are readmitted. So they've had a journey here at American Baptist College in the past. So Mr. Davis, I'll start with you. Can you share with me just how has your experience been rejoining us here on the Holy Hill? And I know we're virtual now, which has been a benefit to you, but just would you mind sharing with me what brought you back to the Holy Hill and how has your experience been? How is it different for you?
Well, my experience here at the Holy Hill virtually, American Baptist College, has been a great experience, a life-changing experience for me. I'm able to read more because I haven't had the time to do so, and so reading is a key factor in finding yourself, finding your calling in life with God. And so I'm excited to have joined and come back to finish what I've started.
That is so awesome. So your flame is still lit. Is that correct?
Yes, man. It never was. It never went out.
And that's what we want to hear. That's what we want to share. So Mr. Sorrell, we know you wear many hats. And we know vocationally you are if not tri-vocational. So share with us a little bit about how that has been just balancing everything that you have on your plate.
Um, it's been a challenge, but at first I've been out of school since maybe 2002 when I completed mortuary school. Then coming back to American Baptist College, which I started in 1996 to 1998. Coming back was a big adjustment for me. Full-time job, running my own businesses and all of that. So I had to make time to actually go back and do what I needed to do to complete what God had already embedded in me to do. But I said that to say, being versatile, you have to have a schedule. You have to prioritize what days you're going to study, what time of the day you're going to focus your own business, or if you're working for someone else. Because we all have to work, because if we don't work, we don't eat. So I think that for me, I have to have a set schedule for doing everything. I'm very meticulous. I'm very OCD. I have to have things in order. Everything has to be in place. So even with my schoolwork, it has to be done in a certain order. And with work has to be done, but schoolwork is now a top priority as well. So at the end of the day, you have to decide what you're going to do. You're going to be successful or you're going to be a failure. So to me, I choose to be successful in every aspect of my life.
Thank you. I also want to ask you, Mr. Sorrell, how has your experience been different returning to the Holy Hill now versus when, yep, I put you on the spot, versus how it may have been when you were here in the past? Can you share a little bit about that with us?
Most definitely. Coming back is much, much, much more pleasant and much more rewarding than it was the first time. The first time I had some challenges that went south, and I'm not stated this to Professor French and Professor McCroskey. Had this class been available in 96, 97, and 98, I promise you, I would have completed my degree and probably been working on my master's or doctorate or something of that nature, which I'm going to do. But at the end of the day, having this class in place and everything is virtual, and we have email, we have computers, we have more devices, and technology has grown so much that there's no way that we can't be successful, because in 96, 97, and 98, we didn't have all of this going on. I mean, it was, you go to class, you get it, and sometimes the professors weren't available. They had other students, and it was just difficult. But now we have everybody that we need to talk to via email, via Zoom, or whatever the case may be. You're always available for us. And back in the day, that wasn't so. And the organization from the head wasn't right. It wasn't orchestrated correctly. But now everything from the head all the way down, because we all know if the head is damaged, the whole organization is going to be damaged. So to me, everything now is in place, even with the thing that we had, the convocation. We're more than what people say that we are. So when we put those things into perspective, we are what God has called us to be, and we're going to complete the journey, and everything is going to be well. And as I always say, it's not about us; it's always about Him.
Thank you, Mr. Sorrell. And I appreciate you letting me put you on the spot. So I do kind of put my students on the spot from time to time because they've shared things about their journey with me that I know, and I know they're comfortable sharing it. They just may need a little bit of a pull to get it out of them. And that's what I'm here for, right? That's my purpose. That's why I'm here to help coach you along your journey, be it in the classroom or be it just along your academic journey. So that's why I felt comfortable enough asking Mr. Sorrell that question. And I appreciate you, Mr. Sorrell, for entertaining me in that question and answering that for me. So Mr. Davis has put something in the chat. And so Mr. Davis, is there more that you would like to share as it relates to that?
No, it isn't.
Okay, I just wanted to check because I know oftentimes you may have another little nugget or two to share with us too. So I wanted to give you the opportunity. So I'm going to transition now over to a couple of our students who work. And many of our students are working and going along this journey with us being in the virtual space, with the pandemic globally impacting folks all over the world, right? So it makes life look a little different. So we have two students on the call who they work oftentimes during class because that's what they have to do. They still are able to participate in a safe manner. That participation may look different. There may be points in the class where they can share more. There may be points in the class where they can comment in the chat because they can't verbally be a part of that conversation. So Mr. Robinson and Mr. Evans, I hope Mr. Robinson looked up at me. So I'm hoping he's in a safe space where he can share verbally with us right now. Mr. Robinson, can you share with me a little bit about, and I know you got admitted right as the semester was starting. Can you share with me a little bit about your journey so far at American Baptist College? Like, how has your experience been? What have you learned? And then Mr. Evans, I'm going to come to you and talk a little bit more about purpose and what you hope to gain from this experience. So Mr. Robinson, if you don't mind, if you can unmute and share, just what has your journey been like so far? How have you balanced everything?
This journey has been amazing to me because I am able now to attend college and fulfill my journey and able to work at the same time, make income, provide for my family, and still obtain education. It has been phenomenal. I am so glad that I'm afforded an opportunity such as this in the Zoom space. And it's, to me, has been great because the teachers are still relatable. They still give you mercy and grace in spite of, you trying to balance everything out. Everything is still at your pace, and thus far I've enjoyed being a part of American Baptist College thoroughly. I will recommend anybody to participate, to join, to start a new journey and become a part of something that people care and people are pay attention to your needs as well. So I'm glad to be a part. The process has been easy because the professors are so willing to push you beyond your, what you feel that you're incapable of. They're willing to push you past that, and I'm looking forward to the rest of my journey here at ABC.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mr. Robinson. And I know you balance a lot. So, but you are very consistent and you show up, you know? So a lot of it is just showing up. Are you even willing to do your part to show up? And you do. So we can definitely give you grace and mercy and work with you through, you know, whatever challenges may come along as you go through this journey, but you show up and I appreciate that. And another student who shows up, even balancing running an organization, Mr. Evans, if you can unmute and just share with us. I know we talked a little bit early on, before we transition into this virtual recruitment space, about purpose and passion. And how are you balancing your purpose, your passion, with coming back to college, finishing out this part of your journey? And like, what are you hoping to gain from this experience?
Well, first of all, I think when you tap into what is your purpose and when you really tap into it, not what other people say that you should do, or, you know, I think you really have to ask yourself, is this just a hobby, or is this something that's real? And how does it uplift other people? For me, it's a challenge. It was a challenge at first for me, because I didn't really want to do it. I did not want to help people. And I know that sounds funny or doesn't sound right, but it's the truth. Because I didn't want that stigma on me. I didn't want to be looked upon as a preacher or a minister. But that is something that I fully accept now. Although I'm not a pastor or a preacher, but I do minister to people, to young men. That is my purpose. And I have been able to balance this thing with coming back to school only with the assistance of the staff of ABC. I've had several different conversations with several different professors, and it's been very, very helpful. It was a struggle at first. At first, I thought that there's no way in the world that I can do this. But I had a conversation with Professor French, and she reassured me that I'm going to be fine. She reassured me that it's going to work out. And I remember talking to Mr. Parks, and he regurgitated the same thing. So for me, it's been one of those things of I know what I'm supposed to do, and getting this degree is just going to add on to my purpose even more.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you so much. And Mr. Evans, you also were part of our Summer Bridge program. Do you think that was helpful at all in your transition into college life, like re-entering college life? Was that helpful for you at all?
It was. At first, again, I was like, man, I don't know about this ABC stuff, man. I'm not trying to preach. But it was Professor Green that was like, boy, you ain't got to preach, just come on. And Mr. Parks was like, I got you, don't worry about it. I was like, I don't know what that means, but okay, let's go. And, but I'm like Mr. Wilson, I don't check emails every day. And although it's very helpful with what you guys do and what you guys provide for us, but I am get in front of me and talk to me. This virtual thing, it was a struggle for me. I'm not that good at it, but I'm reassured. I feel reassured that this is going to be okay. Just by listening to the staff and listening to some of these amazing professors, I feel good about it. In the Bridge program, that's where it all started. It started with giving us the confidence that we can do something. But you're looking at somebody that is a old South Nashville fool, and I did not believe that I was going to be able to make this thing happen. But the Bridge program said, "We got you. Don't worry about it." Having the chance to have some great conversation with Mr. Wilson, Ms. Mia, inside of the program was awesome. I believe it was like 6 weeks. It was great. It was really, really good. I've been to college before. And up there, it was nothing like that. The introductions of people, and you just didn't really feel like they had your best interest at some points. But the Summer Bridge program said, we got your best interest, and then I'm actually seeing it. So I feel good about it.
Well, good. Thank you, Mr. Evans. I appreciate you sharing that. And it's good to know that there is consistency in what you're receiving, right? So we do have a couple special guests with us today, Mr. Parks from our admissions office and Miss Jill Jones, also from our admissions team. And so to know that, they're the ones that are bringing you in, and then they hand you off to me and to the other professors and the other faculty and staff, and then you're getting that same love, that same care throughout your journey, right? So that's very comforting when you're coming in to know I'm not just getting told these words and then dropped off and then nothing happens. I don't hear from anybody else and I'm just out here trying to figure it out. So some of the challenges with checking your email and learning to check Canvas daily, things like that, we can work through. That may not be your strong suit, but time management is one of the things that we will cover in our Foundations of Vocation and College Readiness course. So it may not be something you perfect overnight, but it is something that we can share skills with you and give you coaching and give you different ideas and different approaches that may or may not be helpful for you, but you can kind of learn, take what you can, take what's good for you, and then kind of disregard the rest, right? So use those things that those tools that may be helpful for you to help you navigate through this journey. And it won't just help you while you're here at American Baptist College, it'll help you in life as a whole, right? So thank you all for sharing. We do have one student who is not on video, and I'm going to put her on the spot because sometimes we may need to have our videos off for a portion of our class. And I know we're kind of wrapping up here, but Miss Snipes, I want to ask you a question, and I hope you are with us. And I just want to know, what has this journey been like for you? And you are muted, so if you can unmute and share, I would appreciate it.
Hello, it's been an awesome journey. I'm excited that I'm back. It has caused me to be more organized. It's caused me to be more attentive, and I see the growth just coming back this season.
Thank you. Yes, Miss Snipes is always a woman of few words, but her words pack power. She'll hit you with one sentence and you'll be like, huh. And then you'll think about it 3 hours later and you'll still be like, huh. So I appreciate that because it does. It takes organization, it takes focus and diligence, determination to get through this type of journey. So I do want to open it up. Mr. Sorrell is smiling at me right now. Is there anything else any of the students on here would like to share as it relates to your journey, as it relates to what you have gained so far in your experience at American Baptist College? And or if there's anything you want to tell a student that may be considering coming to American Baptist College? Anybody? Bueller? Mr. Sorrell?
I would say anybody that's interested in coming to American Baptist College, that is one of the best choices that you will ever make. We are an HBCU and we're small, but we're great. Everybody that matriculates to American Baptist College, I came in '96, Reverend Robert Powell sent me here. He's now deceased. He died from cancer. And I owe it to him as well as myself and to God to complete what I've already started. And as I said earlier, this time is better than the first time because everything is organized, the professors are great. So you never wonder, will they be available for me? And sometimes, guess what? Even whenever their schedules are full, they still make room for you. So you're gonna get what they're gonna give to you, but you have to do your work too. So don't just think they're just gonna give everything to you. You're gonna have to learn, you're gonna have to earn, but guess what? God always equips who he qualifies. So you're qualified to be here, so just make it happen.
I would definitely recommend American Baptist College because they are like a close-knit family, more than just with students, faculty, and staff. They are more of a family than all of that. and they will guide you along the way until you walk across the stage. And me personally, I just want to say to the faculty and staff, thank you guys so much for guiding us to where we are right now until we walk across the stage, get our degree, and go to our next stage in life. So for all the students who wants to be in an HBCU college or just a college in general, ABC, I would definitely recommend, because they are a close knit family, and I truly love that so much.
Yeah, this is Cyrus Wilson. I agree with Maya, that I definitely felt like as a non-traditional student that I had some reservations about school and like what that would be like, given, trying to hold down a job and a career and the things that you to say, hey, at my age, going back to school just doesn't seem like something that you could just easily wrap your mind around. And so when I came, and then also American Baptist College has a lot of history, very involved in the community. So, I expected a lot, I expected to be held to a very high standard. And not that I'm not, but it's just that there is a lot of grace for me to get used to the process. A lot of people were willing to talk and make phone calls like throughout the day, any time of the day. That was given a lot of opportunity to say, hey, if you can't talk now, call me later. What time can you talk? When I'll be available. Just make sure that I know I need to be available and I can be there for you and answer your questions. Like there was a lot of that. I did feel like Maya said, it was very family oriented. People were very close. They were willing to do whatever they needed to do to make sure that things were handled in a very orderly and very connected way that allowed me to be able to just transition into from one stage to another fairly seamlessly and without a lot of drama and a lot of conflict. So I definitely appreciate that, and I would definitely like to thank the staff and everybody who reached out to me. I know I probably needed a little bit more care than most because it's been a long time and it's just not something that I'm used to. So I really appreciate it. And I do think that anybody who is considering it and they're not a traditional student, don't let that be the reason why you don't come, because everybody went well beyond their means and beyond what I think was necessary or, what would be acceptable to make sure that I got acclimated and that things happened the way they should and that I didn't fall behind and not be able to do what I'm supposed to do. So I definitely appreciate that. And I think anyone would benefit from that.
I just want to piggyback and say, don't put off tomorrow what you can do today. I've wasted a lot of time trying to consider going back to college, and time is not our friend. So choose today to just go ahead and get back in it. Go ahead, finish it, see it through. You can do it. If I can do it and I signed up and I'm feeling comfortable doing it, anybody can do it. Personal testimony.
And I would like to piggyback on that as well. ABC doesn't want you to be mediocre. They want you to stretch to your full capacity. So even if you don't feel that stretch is in you, they will push that out of you as well.
I'll also piggyback on that as well. And I have put that off so many times. And it was just, sorry, it was just, I was just been off school. I was like, I don't know if I want to go back. I don't know if it's just, I don't know what it was. But when I got the call, when God called me to come to the school, it was like I was contemplating, but at the same time, time is not our friend. Time is against us. So I was like, okay, if you want me to do this, I will do it. If it's your will, it be your way.
Amen. Anybody else? Ms. Hall, did you have anything?
No, I think it has all been said. You know, if you feel that nudge in your heart and, you know, give it a try, you'll gain more than loss. It'll be all gain over here. So
Awesome.
give it a try.
Mr. Davis, nothing? No parting words? No. Okay.
I don't have anything. Nothing to
Okay.
say.
Okay. I just wanted to check in. That was a great roundtable. Thank you all for all of your words shared. I know they were heartfelt, they were genuine, and you mean them. And I appreciate you sharing your heart, not only with me and your other professors in your classes day to day, but also through our virtual community at ABC and broader as we get the message out about American Baptist College, this small, great HBCU on the Holy Hill. So we do have a couple special guests with us that I will pass it over to them to close us out, Mr. Jeremiah Parks and Ms. Jill Jones in our admissions department.
Wonderful. Again, thank you, Professor French, and to all of our students. This has definitely been a wonderful roundtable discussion, and also once again to even hear the versatile of stories as to what brought you here to American Baptist College. One thing, at least that sounds that it speaks to many of your stories, is the idea of change. If there's anything COVID-19 that's probably has caused many churches as well as institutions to kind of pivot in the middle of the air due to COVID-19. And once again, this is something that I believe strongly no one is, in essence, is an expert on. And so it has caused us to change, kind of retune our methods as to how we educate, how we do a lot of things that we're so accustomed to doing when we're so accustomed to personal engagement. And so as we get perhaps, ready to leave, I'd just like to leave those who are perhaps will be listening, and even to the students, this particular thought. Natalia Neidhart suggested sometimes the best thing we can ask for is change. A fresh start forces us to confront change head on. And so at the end of the day, we hope you confront change by making American Baptist College your fresh start. By perhaps applying this coming spring semester. And so once again, we thank many of you for coming and spending time with this virtual webinar with us. If you would like to see more information, you can check out more information about American Baptist College via our YouTube channel at American Baptist College, our website, www.abcnash.edu, or you can by far email us at admissions@abcnash.edu. Once again, thank you all so much, and we hope you all have a great rest of your day. Thank you. Appreciate your first French.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Very well. Be safe.